Turning on shadows for a scene is pretty straightforward in three.js. You enable the shadow map on the renderer itself and tell the spotlight to cast shadows. For each object, you have a choice. You can have it cast or not cast a shadow, and you can have it receive or not receive shadows from other objects. For example, if you know a ground plane is never going to cast a shadow, you can save a little processing by not setting the cast shadow flag to true for it. One feature of three.js is that you need to set cast shadow and receive shadow for every piece of geometry. If you have an object 3D that contains 3 meshes, you need to set the flags for each of the meshes. Setting the flags on the object 3D itself will do nothing. This is actually a constant struggle in scene graph systems. What wins? If I set an attribute on a parent and on a child, does the child setting win over the parent, or vice versa? three.js avoids the issue by simply not letting the parent have any say. It's tedious to go through every object and have to set these flags, especially for something such as the drinking bird. Happily, three.js has a traversal method you can call that will walk through an object and all its descendants, children, grandchildren, and so on, and do whatever you want with them. Here's the snippet I use. This code sets the cast and receive shadow flags to true on every object that makes up the drinking bird. It's actually doing a little bit too much, as setting these flags on objects without meshes doesn't do anything, in other words, on parents. Here's better code. This uses some real live JavaScript, checking if an object has a mesh. If it does, then the shadow flags have meaning for it, so we set them. Give it a try now, turning on shadows for the spotlight you added to the drinking bird scene. I've kindly set up the cast and receive shadow flags for the drinking bird itself, but not for the ground plane. I'm also leaving it up to you to figure out where the various calls to enable shadowing go. For this exercise, I've also added a little sphere representing the light source in the scene. If you move out, you'll see it hanging in the air. Doing this for your lights is a handy way to get a better sense of where you're placing them.